So welcome to the review section where I review my students' design. Today we are going to review this birthday flyer design by Debbie. So let's jump right into the tutorial and get it now. I'm going to move from Stephanie and I'm going to move to Debbie. Okay, this is Debbie's work. And this is a correction I made for Debbie. Okay, so we have this now. First you can correct this name. I'll just leave that to you to correct. And this is what we have. So I'm going to duplicate your design so that we can start working on it all over. So what I did is first, this font, I'm not really cool with it. This personal preference. Remember, I've been designing and there are some fonts that will just work with me, okay, just by first looking at them. Not that the design is bad, you did a very nice job like I've commented you in the beginning. So I'm just going to change this font. Okay, let me not use Inter this time. Okay, let me use, the reason why I'm adding my favorite font is it's good that when you're designing you have fonts that you can always run to. Okay, my battery's 30% more now. It's good you have a font that you can easily run to. So these are my fonts that I run to. Okay, when I want to make quick decision. And your text, since you're making left align, just flush it to the left. Okay, and I'm going to copy. Let me make this one bold first. I don't think this is the font I used. Okay, but now I'm making this design again. Let me just go with the flow. Okay, I'm going to copy this effect. I'm going to paste it on this one. And what I did at first was to make this one look like this. It's cool. And this text was too close. There's this closeness. It's not really good to do that. Okay, so I pushed this one here at first. But before then, let's remove this quotation mark. It's not a good thing. Okay, there are techniques to adding quotes to quotes. Okay, it's not part of this one, so let me just leave that for now. But let me see, I'm going to use poppins here. Poppins is more readable when I'm using it for smaller text. Let me close this a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of spacing because I want it to be readable. And I'm just going to position this one here. So what I did, I noticed that after doing that, I noticed that, oh, this thing's too bulky here. Birthday and the name. I said no way. So I had to like, okay, move this one away, move this one away. Then I broke this one into two, then close the spacing, then make it a little bit bigger. Okay, just to give me some room there to breathe. Okay, then for the image, I noticed that this is not part of the design. You kind of added it to it. I really love it when I discovered that, because at first I didn't know it wasn't part of the design, and it took me off guard on that one. I love it. Okay, because it was almost natural with the image, especially the color selection. It's really nice. So I put this one to the side. Then think I made this text to be here. Then for our rows, which is the word, it's not really big enough, so I needed something huge, something tall. Okay, so I had to come to this one and make it bold, which is the font I use in making the original tutorial that I sent to you guys. I want it to have that big impact, okay, on the design. Okay, I left every other thing the same, so I'm just gonna make this one here, crank it a little bit down and make it something like this, and drop it a little bit, and just make sure we are cool with this like this. So select my image and push it a little bit to the sides. Then this is what we end up coming up with. I can see that even this one isn't big as I made the first one. I think I'm still going to make our image smaller so I can have room for this text to be big. Okay, that's battery low. Let me plug. All right, we're back. Let me check if it's charging. Okay. So I'm just gonna make this one, but if I'm to use the original font that I selected for this one, I think this one is let me see, position. So I think I prefer this font. I think this should be aileron. Okay, I think that's the one I used there too. Okay, so I can select this, come to my favorite font and say this is the guy. I love this guy, kind of cool. so we could change it to aileron. Always take note of my fonts, because somehow you may just end up liking and using them too. Okay, I'm gonna push these rows down. Okay, let me come to rows, just come down. Okay, now we have it as this. Let me see if it's looking like the one I made. Okay, this one looks fuller. Okay, it has more control. Let me align things here. Okay, so we have this now. Okay, I think this is cool. And for the image is nice. Image is cool. I tried working on it before, and it was as if I was destroying the image. So the image is naturally looking nice. Okay, so, and we're going to add the same confetti that we added. One thing is you can copy. Let me not do that, because you can't do that with your smartphone. But what I wanted to say is that you can copy a confetti. You can copy any item from one design, Ctrl C, and move to another design and paste it. Okay, you have the same confetti, okay, on your design. And just like I said, if you notice that any part of your design is covered, any part of your confetti is covering your design, you can actually just come to the erase tool, come to the pixel erase, and just erase that particular one, and you are good to go. Okay, like that one is covering our text there. Then what we did before, whereby we have one covering here, we can search for confetti. Okay, confetti, and we can, let's see all. You can see those individual big ones. Okay, we can use this one. Since we don't have any text here, you can add this one here, which kind of give a depth of field to our design. Let me make this confetti larger. So you see how I was able to come with this. One last thing is I want to show you inspiration for birthday flyer design, and it's something you quickly notice when you're making your design. This is Pinterest actually. Now you see how the image of the celebrant is big. They are the one you are celebrating, and you can see that they are mostly center align, center frame. This one even pushed to the side, but you can see they balanced it with some of, this one is center align, this one is center, this one pushed to the side, but we have every other image of her stick flowing. If you have just one picture, it's good you do the center alignment. You have the center alignment, center alignment, center alignment. You don't push it to the side. You see this one, center alignment, and it's big. Sometimes you can make the image really big if it's just one image, and that is what you've learned from the tutorials that you've learned. See this one to make it big, make some design around it, put the Bible text, the birthday text. This one, sometimes people even use plenty text as texture. They don't want you to actually read the design. For example, let me show you this. You see these ones, I can actually read them on my computer, but if this design was to scale down on my phone, it's going to be difficult for me to actually read this text. And some are even flowing to the back of the image, like here. Sometimes we use this text as texture. They don't want you to read it, but they just want it to be there. It makes the design nice, because you are celebrating somebody. You're not really passing a message to the world in particular. You're just celebrating the person. So the person might be the only person who's going to zoom in and trying to read it, and sometimes we do that to stress people. Like you see this one behind here, so much text. It's not meant to be read. It's being used as texture. Okay, and you can see the way they are framing the image. Just one thing I want you to focus on. So we kept our design simple, because I really just want you to get your hands on that, and you guys did amazingly well. So that brings us to the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.